Well, hello and welcome back to, you guessed it, The Tower. It is Saturday, which means it is the stream upon streams. It is the Tower stream, and I know we're all here for it. Everybody's here for it. Everybody is joining the stream to see the stream, and that is exactly what we're going to do. Now, I know that some people might be surprised that I am late, but I am always late. Honestly, I got up late. I got up at, I don't want to say. Nope, you're not first, Gail. Hey, Sar, how you doing? Hey, Virus, how you doing? Hey, Gail, how you doing? Alright, let's see. Let me go ahead and get everybody moving over here. I think I already have everybody mostly going. So, like, this is I'm gonna try and make this a shorter stream today because, like, I got things I gotta do after stream that are time sensitive. So, on my screen, SAR clearly beat you, Gail. Okay. I almost thought I was going to be late, but then I wasn't late. Okay, why do I have so many notifications? That's a good question. What the heck? Oh, I did it wrong. I really wish that Sapphire Bot could distinguish between two things. I have notifications. I don't know why I have so many notifications. Okay, well, everybody's saying they're first. Not everybody can be first. I am the arbiter of who is first, and according to my screen, it is SAR. So, I have designated SAR as first, and that is the end of it. SAR was first with howdy. He said howdy at 6:55 p.m. Gail was second with first, but she was second. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. No, nobody needs to be banned. We can have a civil discussion in chat. As long as we're civil. I like Gail because she helps me. Like, you might be like, how does she help you, Zaerdin? When I ask her to look something up, sometimes she does it. And that's very helpful when I'm doing, like, a run or something like this. Alright, so it's, I did get everything set up, by the way. Why am I doing so poorly? I don't know. Oh, my damage is low. Oh, no, okay, never mind. My damage is not low. Alright, lifetime coins. Let's see. 637 quintillion. 319 trillion. I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, Gail, let me be very clear, Gail. There's no invalid reason to be banned. People can be banned at anybody, basically at my discretion. There's no I'm wrong for banning you. We can have that discussion to the end of time. At the end of the day, I have, it's my channel, my stream. I have unilateral control over what is bannable, what is not bannable. Now, would I ban you for disputing. I hope everybody did their tournament, because that's a timer. Now, would I ban you for disputing who was first? No. However, I would point out that objectively, based on what I am seeing, that Czar was first. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright. Oh, wait, I got distracted. What were we doing? Alright, 637 quintillion. Oh, right, this bracket. Okay, maybe I can sneak into fourth. 319 trillion. I don't know if Little Tower is doing good or not. 238 billion for Tower 3. Tower 4 is 250 billion. Tower 5 at 259 billion, SAR's favorite tower, and Tower 6, News' favorite tower, at 281 billion. I forget, have we started? No, we haven't started yet, so I still have to hoard. So if you're wondering why the little towers all have like 60 billion sitting, it's because I know that the what's coming up, the Black Hole Coin Bonus 20 is very expensive. I know, I just started over from the beginning, Gale. I just started over from the beginning because I got distracted. So I would rather make sure they can start 20 and go ahead and finish that up. Hey, New, how you doing? And New, you made a fair point. I just thought the Daily Show thing was funny. Well, then, like, not like funny, not like the situation was funny, but the response was unbelievable. I'm doing alright. Oh, we hit demon mode. We're in trouble. Maybe. What is this? What is this? Uh-oh. Yeah, we're in deep trouble, guys. Maybe. I didn't realize this would deathify down. This is dangerous. This is not a good one for me. Down to 11%. This is going to be a lotto shot. Oh, you know what? Now we're in the danger zone. We're gonna respond appropriately. The danger zone. The danger zone. Damn, that was quick. Well, now, guys, I'm not as optimistic as I was minutes ago. Though it is nice when all my mines line up around me to protect me. I do remember I loved Space Displacer when it came out because I thought it was so cool. It made ILM, like, good. Oh, well, Little Tower can do some stuff. I thought I was going to gamble today, but apparently not. I am tempted to spend some of my gems rushing labs on Big Tower. I am tempted. Temptation does not mean I will do it, but I'm letting you know that I am tempted. How does it look? Like, I'm almost at a collective 200k gems. How is that looking for you guys? I got about 175,000 gems across my 6 accounts. Am I doing pretty good? I can't believe, like, I want to gamble so bad. I really do. Like, I want to try and get, like, at this point, I'm like, well, I got over 50k gems. Like, why don't I try to draw 2 more dim cores? You know? I'm tempted to do it. And what a dangerous world that is. I do like... Hey, AK, how you doing? This is not a good tournament, AK. I don't like this one. That is a great question, Gail. Hey, Ned, how you doing? I don't know, Gail. I actually don't know. I don't think I think the issue, Gail, is I think for Little Tower to actually make it to Champions, he's going to need a Sharp Fortitude Ancestral. And he doesn't have a Sharp Fortitude Ancestral. So that's kind of, Gail, that's kind of the roadblock I see us having. Now, will I be able to... I'm doing good. Will I be able to overcome that roadblock, Gail, is another question. And, you know, every day, I pray for my ability to overcome the roadblocks I have in my life. So, Gail, how bad is Spartan kicking my ass? Well, specifically, how much better is Spartan's second tower than my little tower? Oh, I'm not going to get in a chance with damage. That's not going to happen. I appreciate the thought, though, Ned. But there's no way that's going to happen for Little Tower. We're going to have to muscle our way with economy. Although, to be fair, Little Tower's econ should be heating up. Eventually heating up. I'm getting a few more things done. Only 100 plus more waves? Okay. But his tower is younger than mine, isn't it, Gale? I know not everybody watches the episode, but I expressed my dilemma. Nobody asked me why I slowed the first tower down. Main tower. Daddy tower. Nobody asked. CF actually becomes mandatory as an ultimate weapon for EHP because one of CF's traits is the damage reduction. And so as EHP, you want to stack every source of damage reduction. So eventually, yes, Little Tower will need to pick up... he's going to need to pick up Chain Lightning, and he's going to need to pick up CF. And you're probably like... If you're doing EHP, why do you need Chain Lightning? And specifically, the reason Little Tower is going to need Chain Lightning is to counter armor. It has, because armored is what kills him the most. Yeah, go ahead, AK. Let me know. I might miss it. I might... it depends what the time is, you know. I mean, that to me is the real metagame of the tower, is knowing when to join the tournament. Hey, Helix, how you doing? Congrats on passing all your exams. I hope everything went well. You got to wave 640, Gale? Like, was this on tier 1 or in the tournament? Oh, okay, tier 1. To me, like, it's 90% join time because of the bracket lottery and 10% what you do. But I mean, that's obviously an extreme exaggeration, right? But I want to be extreme about it. It's what I tell myself at night to cope. It's my copium. Okay, I've made it to 6. We have dislodged 7th. I have achieved my goal. Can we make it to 4th? Is that good or bad, Ned? Because I'm not familiar with the difficulty of champions. Like, Little Tower hasn't made it to champions yet. Like, Little Tower, he's still little. He's growing. I'm trying to get some of these researches. I want to get wall thorns to 13, then I'll probably stop doing that. Probably stop doing wall regen at 13. And then we'll kind of, like, transition back to what we were doing before, which I might now that I know that whatchamacallit, that golden bot duration is so expensive, I might transition that a little differently. I'll tell you guys what, I will be so happy when the following labs are done on Little Tower. Lab speed. Oh damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Ned. Lab speed is one I really cannot wait until it's done. And coins per kill. That's going to free up so many lab slots. And I know you guys are like laughing. Because you're laughing because you're like, Zaerdin, as soon as you finish lab speed, you're going to have to do Shatter Shard. And I'm like, I know. But at least we're like making progress in a different direction. I still believe we need 6 lab slots, especially for new players. Like, it's just not... Honestly, I would say we even need to go to 7. I am in the Eastern time. Which, like New York City. I'm New York City time. Well, I hope you hang on to 15th, Ned. There's no difference between 13 and 15. You know, at one point, I actually had someone in here, and we had a very interesting discussion. Because their point was, if you invested more in Chain Lightning damage, like, how many times do you think it would result in an extra placement? Because if you got that higher placement, how quickly would it pay off? And I think I want to say I tracked, like, 20 or 30 tournaments. And it's really unfortunate because in the tournament history, you can't see the whole, like... I mean, obviously, I could go watch my old videos. Well, Gale, Little Tower is not ready to do card masteries. Not even close to ready. That's... Little Tower can't afford card mastery. Like, we can make a case for Little Tower to maybe spend the stones to unlock, like, RPC and not be able to research it, just to get some shards coming in. I could see that case being made. 750 stones is kind of a lot for him, though. But I could see, like, when we get to that point, I could see that case being made. But that's a lot. You're asking a lot. Like, you need 50 quadrillion to actually finish a card mastery, Gale. Little Tower, he's just not ready for that kind of commitment. But I could see getting RPC. I could even see getting maybe like enemy balance. But, you know, we're asking for trouble if we unlock a bunch of card masteries and we can't research them. And honestly, the realistic answer is those stones would be better deployed improving our economy rather than unlocking a card mastery we can't research. And I know that is such a boring answer. I hear you. It is a boring answer, but I am a boring person. That's why I keep trying to farm and push econ with little boy. Because that's the only... Uh-oh, we're getting hurt over here. We actually made it to wave 300, so that's an improvement for the other towers. Oh, you need some more regen, I guess, because you're kind of taking a hit there. Obviously, with the other towers, the baby towers, I'm looking to get Black Hole Coin Bonus rank 20 researched. And then with that being researched, then I don't have to hoard as many coins. And I'll be spending more coins on improving my workshop. That's kind of the goal for them. They're about to start 20. I thought they were going to start 20 today, but they're getting closer. And the thing is, I do keep all their researches in sync just because, guys, I can't handle having, like, everybody doing, like, different researches. Like, I just can't do that. That's too much. You know, having all of them doing, like, different researches and stuff like that, that'd be way too much to pay attention to. So I'm trying to keep them mostly in sync. Now, of course, when Tower 5, when he gets all of his cooldowns to 3 minutes and 20 seconds, which means he now has a natural sync with everything, Tower 5 is going to start saving up his stones, and he's going to save up his stones for getting Spotlight. That does mean that Tower 5 is going to, like, start falling behind because he doesn't have Spotlight. Now, I'm going to be generous to Tower 5. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, and sync, a natural sync. And I'm going to be generous to Tower 5, and we're not going to do the Spotlight coin bonus research until he has Spotlight. But it does mean that Tower 5 will probably start falling behind because he won't be able to invest his stones. I do need to kind of come up with a general plan of how to spend their stones. Once I get them all to the natural 3 minute and 20 second sync point, aka 200 seconds. I really wish this game did all cooldowns in seconds. You know, Sar, I donated my engineering resources for free, and they still haven't put that feature into the game. And I also like the... Did you like the contrarian that I attracted in that post, Sar? Oh, this is too hard. I would rather the engineering resources be spent on something else in the game. And then so I responded. I'm like, okay, I see your point. I will donate the engineering resources. Here's how you do it. I mean, it's like I love people acting like I'm asking for the world with a change that it's like too hard to do when it's like, oh, well, you know, here's how you do it. And then my next favorite person was somebody under them saying, what about a toggle? Shouldn't we have a toggle? And I'm like, no, we don't need a toggle. Like, if you have trouble, I didn't say it this meanly, but I was like, with the longest cooldown being 5 minutes, I think we can all handle 300 seconds. I wanted to say something... Wow, they all died at the same time, except for Tower 4. Tower 4, nobody's favorite tower, is the only one that survived. At some point... Okay, at some point we need to introduce betting. On the towers. We're gonna have to start doing betting on the towers. Like, who gets the most waves and stuff like that of the 4 towers, because they're so similar. How can we open up, you know, that would be a lot of fun. You know, on Twitch, like, I watch this guy, sometimes. I actually don't watch him on Twitch. I prefer to watch his VODs on, I guess I'm such a YouTuber that I'm like, I don't want to watch you on Twitch. I'll catch you on YouTube when I can watch you on my time. Yeah, I guess I'm the guy that just, like, records baseball games and records sports games and never watches them live. But one of the things they can do, and I think is really cool, is that they all bet on whether or not he wins the race. Because he does map rando racing. And, like, they use their... like, for example, we have YouTube XP, right? They use their channel points, and they wager them. And then if you win the bet, you get the channel points back. And you can obviously use channel points for other things, right? But I thought that was really cool. And that would be, like, really fun, right? To gamble on the towers and see which one of them is going to do the best, you know? That was really weird because we had a glitch there that showed it 15x. And I was like, huh? How does Tower 3 have 15x coins? And, well, it turns out he doesn't. I want to kind of send them all somewhere. I don't know where yet. You know, let's do... How about Tier 3? How about doing Tier 3 on all of them? But, you know, we need to wait for Tower 4 to kind of finish up. But how about we do Tier 3? We haven't done that on them. I need to see... Hey, Gale. Gale, are you there? Gale, I miss you. Gale, are you in other chats not talking to me? I guess she is. I've been abandoned. Oh, thank you. Wait, where did you send it to me? Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay, thank you. That's funny, AK, because those are usually the times I used to try to join. That's hilarious. You sent me the times when I usually join the tournament. And yeah, I noticed too that if I went too late, it was dangerous too. Just like you, just exactly what you sent, except I was doing the Wednesday time also on Saturday. I tried a different time today. I don't remember what time I tried today. I tried a different one because Virus had told me try like 2 to 4 hours after. And so I was trying that. And I actually had it, like, it worked out for whatever reason. Like it worked out with my schedule is what I mean. That is hilarious, AK. I'm obviously, I'll tell you right now, I'm not that good at doing it at that specific time like you mentioned. I do appreciate it, AK. I will try it. Since you suggested it, I will try it. So, I don't know that I can do it on Wednesday, though. Okay, there we go. 392. Congrats, Tower 4. Oh, we need to buy a card. We will buy a card to clear that mission. Okay, so we're gonna go to Tier 3 on everybody. Before I send them off, I wanted to see how much the lab black hole coin... That's what I was asking Gail. She abandoned us, though. I'm sad, Gail. Just so you know, I'm sad. So black hole coin bonus is 25 billion. We're going to round up. I will show you in a second, Ned. We're at 25 bill. I want to sort this out first. And then Golden Tower duration. 19 is how much? No, we're not banning Gale. I mean, if she self-bans, isn't that what you guys want? Okay, that one's 7 billion. So we need to have 32 billion. Obviously, it's less than that in reserve. So I want to have about 30 bill in reserve is probably fine. So we'll spend a little bit to get them a little tougher. If I can. I need to see where everybody's at. We're going to do a spending things on, and I know they're kind of small, they're hard to see. I used to actually I used to release these videos after the fact, but I had people in the comments getting confused why there was no commentary on the videos when they're clearly recordings that I'm rebroadcasting. So that's why I don't unfavorite the video. I mean, list the videos anymore, because people got confused, and like I don't want to confuse people. Oh yeah, we need to do this mission anyways. We'll go, that's fine. This sort of works out. I forgot we had that mission to do. Okay, we'll stop there. Okay, this should be good for everybody. Let me go ahead and grab that, because we at least were able to complete the workshop upgrades for everybody, too. That's nice. Alright, let's see. Oh, I probably also need to spend on, yeah. We're gonna do, like, just a spend event on them. No, people are mean to her because they suspect that she might be using AI to participate, you know. I don't know how to feel, because if it's if Gale is AI, and I don't, you know, I don't know what to say. It is the most amazing, like, if that's the AI future we get, I'm okay with it, because I'll have old, you know, I mean, that's the, she's also new. Some people, like, don't like how she's kind of demanding. So she has shown up, I think it was in Bonzo's chat and Crowbar's chat, and she'll get kind of demanding, like, show me your total coins, or show me your lifetime coins, show me your lifetime stones. And she will literally repeat that over and over again until you acquisition and show her that data. So there's a little bit of that too, so there's some animosity because of that as well. You know, I don't mind because, you know, she usually, like, I don't mind because I appreciate that level of engagement with, my stuff, right? Like, sure, is it, a little intense sometimes? Sure. But she's interested in my tower, which is more than I can say my parents are. Dad, if you're watching this stream, sorry, but I had to say it. To our mom. Okay, well, we're not doing anything with Little Tower. So, like, I can understand people, like,
each other. Norway's humane.
I didn't want that to start playing. So I can understand it. Oh, hey, people joined. Welcome to Discord, guys. Going pretty good, Rubber. We're at 1290, which is pretty good considering it is a fast ultimate armored, I think, was the one that bothered me. I mean, fast ultimate bothers everybody, though. What was I was trying to find something. I got distracted. I'm looking up the thing here. I'm looking up the Golden Bot build order, which I have somewhere tucked in here. The problem is there's so many optimizations. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Okay, we have put a lot into range. It is saying we need to get bonus. Okay, we'll get some bonus then. Bonus, 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 bonus. Bonus, 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 bonus. Again, bonus. Bonus, 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 bonus. I do need to stop because we need to have about 1,000 in reserve for the next event, so I can't just spend everything. Okay, then we get range. Okay, we were well past that on range. We get, all right, we do one more round of bonus and then we're tied up. Then range is 300. Can I spare 300? Yeah, I can do 300. We'll do a range on everybody and then a bonus on everybody. I'm not going to ban you, Gale. So I know some of these have extra medals. I think I screwed up and forgot to purchase this stuff in one of the events. It's kind of like, that's one of the things, like, I know that my towers, like, if I focused on one of them, it could be a lot better. And sure, I am focusing on one of them. It's the one over here. But having, like, 4 towers at the same time, like, inevitably, it's like having, you know, I'm sure a lot of you know, it's like having a lot of kids, right? Eventually, one of the kids gets all the effort because you think they're the best kid. And you know, you'll never say you have favorites, but everybody knows you have a favorite kid. And you know, it's okay. Everybody knows you have a favorite kid. Every parent has a favorite kid. You can't lie to me. You know, don't lie to me and act like I'm so stupid and not know that there's a favorite kid in every unless you're an only child, then you're like favorite by default. Which is actually why I advocate for every household to be an only child household. Because then there's no sibling rivalry or anything like that. Well, you know who my favorite viewer is, Sar? It's Maria. Like, she has to be my favorite viewer. I'm sorry if you guys don't like that. Do your grandson's friends understand the nature of the relationship between streamers and chat? Because I hope that was a good tier, Sar, by the way. Hold on, we're still working on stuff. Oh yeah, I guess I need to hit the store up too. Okay, so this was the thing. I can get everybody's cooldown now down to... Yep. Okay, so everybody has 100 second and that duration. I think I need duration next. I don't remember. Thank you, Sar. I'm glad that we can all be mature about this and be happy about what Maria has. At least with this, you can kind of, well... He spread rumors about it at lunch! Gale! What kind of rumors your grandson be spreading? Oh, wait a second. What's going on here? Huh? Oh, well, that's the problem. I was looking at the wrong currency. Apparently, see, this is what I mean. Like, I thought Tower 6 had purchased this stuff. He hadn't. So Tower 6 was at a disadvantage that's now being correctified. Okay. Hey, girl, man, it has been a while. I mean, yellow, why not start the tower there? It's not as idle as Idle Slayer, but you could try it. Yeah, maybe you like it, maybe you don't. It's it can be kind of an involved game, but it's also kind of a fun game, but it is a slow game, so if you don't, you know, it requires a lot of different traits. Well, to be honest, Rubber, okay, I got killed by range. Of course I got killed by range. But we made it to 4th with 13-18. There's no way I was getting 3rd. So we achieved our goal of making it to 3rd. 4th. I meant 4th. Alright, I don't want to push. I just need to get coins. Let's just go farm like good boys. I know Gale's going to want me to push, but Gale, I want to just farm. I want to just chill, and I want to just farm. Okay, Gale? Thank you, Gale. We're going to have a lot of pushing coming up. With, I'll probably start trying to push more with the new update. Because I guarantee you the new update's going to have some kind of thing that I can get that'll give me more power. And I'll get the more power thing and then try pushing some more. that's not... Okay. Okay, so Havoc Bringer, Ampy, Cubey, Orbity, Digesty, Compressy, Quarry, well, I guess that's Dimmy, and this is Collapsy. Okay, we got everybody set up. Also, I need to make sure I have coins for these two coming up, because that's pricey. That's a double hit, Gale. Ned, okay. I think we spent everything. Yeah, we're good. We just, I need to get everybody in. I'll address that in a minute. That's good. 20 seconds off. Wow, everybody's getting 20 seconds off today. Except for Tower 3. I already had upgraded Tower 3, apparently. So, you know, Ned, I don't know how to address your question. I just, like, the rules say don't automate the game, so, you know. I feel like, Ned, you're leading me into, like, a trap, and I can see the trap, and I'm like, oh, we just have to follow the rules of the game. What can I say? You can disagree with the rules, that's totally fine, but we just have to play by the rules. I mean, I would say it's ironic, but I've seen a lot of games that have that rule, and the reality is, if you allow the game to be automated on the official Discords and stuff like that, then it ceases becoming a game and becomes who has the best bot. And then everybody downloads the best bot, and then then there's not really a game anymore. I mean, And I know that that is sort of a slippery slope argument, and I understand that I'm making one right now, because not necessarily does one thing lead to another, but that's kind of like the fear. I mean, they actually didn't even like Project Rend for whatever reason, which, I didn't, I mean, at some level I understand that, but at the same level, it's like, you're stopping people from engaging with your game that really want to be engaged and plugged into your game. And by putting up an arbitrary, barrier from doing that, I feel like it actually hurts the game instead of helping it. Because the more you let people, explore different strategies and export their towers and compare builds, you're creating community engagement with that. So, I think Project Rend is something that the game should just do a better job of reporting to you. And the fact that somebody, had enough passion to do something like Project Rend, the game developers should say, wow, there really is demand for this. We should be encouraging this because this facilitates people actually playing the game. Whereas, if somebody, automation thing, it just becomes a... okay, I built the automation thing. Everybody play this game the same way, and then you don't have it's like the complaint everybody has is oh, I'm just playing against bots. There's no people here. And I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of people, that's the criticism about effective paths, right? Is that everybody follows effective paths, and thus everybody is normalizing their tower to be the same type of tower, and ergo, because of effective paths, the game is the game is, I'm trying to think of the right word. Dynamic isn't the right word. Like, it becomes a thing where everybody's doing the same thing, so there's a lot of homogenized. The builds become like homogenized, and that becomes a problem because it disincentivizes somebody from trying something different, because it's like, why would I try something different? Here's the best thing. However, the counterpoint to that is, you know, allowing people to do that level of experimentation and share also creates novel strategies as well. It is the meta, but it's more like, I guess the more colloquial term is everybody becomes a meta slave, because the meta is well known, so everybody follows the meta. I mean, that's like at a... Now, again, I actually don't play the meta as well as some people do. Like, that's why I asked Gale about Spartan, because Spartan has a second tower that's younger than my tower. And because his tower is younger than my tower, I'm actually doing worse on Little Tower than Spartan is. And so a lot of that has to do with, like, I don't find making... This is like a weird thing about me. Well, first off, for Little Tower specifically, I am much more invested on Little Tower in making a build that makes it easy to farm. Rather than a build that pushes tournaments, I much rather have a build that's easy to play and easy to farm. And so if you're wondering, and if you're like, wow, Zaerdin, that's really boring, you must be a really boring person in real life. First off, thank you for recognizing how boring I am, and still watching anyways. But second, yeah, I kind of am. I mean, I also kind of put myself in this position by having 6 towers, so, like, there's a certain amount of homogenizing that I have to do just to keep my sanity. And so I'm going to naturally build my towers towards what is sort of like the easiest way to play. And part of the problem I have with doing a tournament spec over a non-tournament spec is effectively you're not in a tournament for the majority of the game, right? Like you do two tournaments a week. The rest of the time you're farming. And I understand that the meta is basically you need to optimize for the tournament in certain ways so you do better in the tournament, and I get it. But I also find that boring. I also I wouldn't say I would call it short-sighted, but I hope it becomes short-sighted. Like, I hope we get something in V28 that encourages, like, that boosts economy back up, that's more than just, okay, Workshop Plus, you now just get more Workshop Plus. That's not, like, super exciting. I would like to see some kind of thing that encourages economy more and makes economy more strategic. We sort of had that with ELS. And, like, when ELS was strong, that was my strength in the tournament, because I built up my economy. And my strong economy was able to carry me, and now it's not. Yeah, Nu, there's a lot going on. No, I saw what you said, Nu. Yeah. There's just so much going on in the world anymore. I know that my humor that I found new was inappropriate, but I just wanted to laugh at something absurd. And it's not really funny because people are actually getting hurt. But, like, at some level, it's just, like, to me, it's just so absurd what's going on in the world anymore. Yeah, I miss ELS being, like, let me be very clear. I feel like ELS deserved a nerf. I disagree with how they nerfed ELS. How I wanted them to nerf ELS was just, instead of having the heat cap at like 1,000, like once you got to 1,000, that was the max heat, right? I wanted them to let ELS keep stacking, because then it would have been a much more gradual debuff, and it would have helped, in my opinion. It would have helped me, and that's who I care about in this situation. But my proposal was that they just let it keep going beyond 1,000, right? And beyond 1,000, you know, it would just keep debuffing you. And I wanted it to eventually allow ELS to go negative. And if ELS went negative, the enemy would actually gain 2 levels up. And I feel like that would have been a much more elegant solution than what we got. But, you know, I'm not a developer. Well, the whole thing was rubber. They thought everybody was complaining the tournaments were taking too long, and they were kind of on the long side. But I feel like there was, like I said, a more elegant way to change that than how they handled it. And you can see now where Little Tower is getting in trouble with Armored, because the reason all these guys are trying to give him a hug is because of Armored, and so Little Tower just can't take their armor away fast enough. And so they're coming in for a hug, and Little Tower's he's doing his best, you know? And unfortunately, his best is not good enough. We all want more out of Little Tower. The ones that have Armored are just like the hardest ones for Little Tower. Because look at them all trying to dent his big, beautiful wall. It is funny to see that Shockwave happens, and then the bosses are able to come in. I mean, wouldn't the only thing that would help him would be Bounce Shot, right? Like Bounce Shot and Bounce Shot range? Wouldn't that be the only thing that could help deal with Armored? Unless I'm missing something. Oh, right, multi-shot. Yeah, thank you. And attack speed, you're right. Yeah, I actually, that's one of the things that Little Tower hasn't really done a lot, which is attack speed. Like, thanks for pointing that out. I forgot about that. This is also one of those things, like, to me, there's so many things going on. So, like, when I played the game with my large tower, like, I've played the game for so long that I completed everything, you know, I completed everything, and then we got new stuff. And I completed all the new stuff, and then we got more new stuff. So I didn't have to deal with... I'm trying to phrase this correctly. Like, I didn't have to deal with as much of the... what's the word? Like all the different decisions and things we have to keep in mind with now. Because it was much more, like, I played so long on Big Tower, it was much more organic, because, for example, on Big Tower, before we even had Armored, he had already maxed attack speed. Attack speed was, like, I had 3 permanent labs on him, 1 was lab speed, 1 was attack speed, and no, it was only those 2. Because at the time, it was like, oh, you gotta max your attack speed. Like, you have to max your attack speed and lab speed, and so that's what I did. Well, no. You have to max your attack speed. They only wanted you to take your lab speed up to, like, 70 at the time. And I was like, It was so funny, because my logic back then was like, sure, I could take my lab speed up to only 70 or whatever. 50 was, like, the good midpoint. I think some people were like, well, if you really want to stretch, you go to 70. And at the time, I was like, The only thing gems were used for at the time was speeding up labs, okay? And I was like, well, there's going to come a point when I'm going to have, like, all the cards and nothing to spend my gems on but rushing labs. So if all I'm going to do with my gems is rush labs, then why don't I just spend my gems rushing labs now? Like, you know, who are we kidding, right? Why don't I just spend my gems rushing labs, or rushing lab speed now? So that's what I did. Because if I keep rushing labs, eventually the value of my gems will increase to the point where, you know, I get more bang for my buck for my gems. And even though lab speed had a really long ROI of 1,000 days, the amount of labs I would rush would kind of eat into that, right? Well, let me tell you guys, I made a mistake. The mistake I made was not realizing we were going to have a module. This was before, like, you know, back then there wasn't really a reason to hoard because there were no module draws or anything like that. And so I heard rumors that we were supposed to hoard for the update, and I was like, nah, I'll just spend my gems. It's whatever. We'll get more gems later. And then the module update happened, and then I was like, oh, whoops, I guess I really should have had 50,000 gems in the bank. And I'll be honest, I don't think I really understood and took advantage of modules as well as I could have when they came out. Because I was still doing at that time that we only had Champion League. And I was still doing my strategy of like going in, doing a Platinum tournament and not even trying in Champion and going back to Platinum. Because I could always get first place in Platinum. What a long time ago that was. But anyways, the short story is thank you, Ned. There's actually things like I forget about in the game because it's been a while. Also, I just remember that Little Tower has no reroll shards because I kind of spent them all last time. I spent them all last time trying to get Mythic Wall health. But that is a good point, Ned, to try and see if I can get those on my gun at some point. Eventually, I'm going to eventually have some stuff freed up on Little Tower. Eventually. I honestly wonder if I'm at the point, I don't want to risk it just yet. But I was looking at my my lab speed. I was like, huh. No, my cells. I was like, I wonder if I'm getting to the point where I can turn my lab speed up to 4x, because look at all the cells I have, right? I'm not sure I'm ready for that level of commitment yet, but I am considering it. Anyways, that was a really long ramble, but sometimes I like to ramble. Ramble on, old man! Thank you. Let me tell you how clouds work. Oh, Sar, just out of curiosity, how are you liking the Idol Slayer update? Yeah, I remember Elites. I don't remember that I had much of a reaction, Ned, to Elites. Wasn't that after modules that they added Elites? Because at some point, I think, yeah, it had to be after modules, because modules then allowed people to get infinite waves. And so, like, the way this game progressed was kind of funny. When I started the game, you didn't care about damage at all, you just cared about using your insta-kill effects. And then they noticed everybody was using... Oh, it was a couple weeks ago, but yeah. Then they noticed everybody was EHP, and depending on, like, instant kills from Blender and stuff like that, like orbs... I shouldn't say Blender, I should say orbs and Death Ray, to kill everything, right? So then they introduced protectors. And so many people were so pissed off when protectors were introduced because it, like, ruined their strategy or whatever. Fine. And then people, like, were able to use black holes damage and stuff like that to deal with protectors, right? So they weren't a big deal anymore. Then they added elites, and the same thing happened as people, like, were making less waves, and they got they got mad, and then they left, and some people left the game because of elites. Then people once again figured out an infinite strategy with elites. Then they introduced fleets. And I don't know that people quit again because of fleets, but it's been kind of funny seeing the kind of yin-yang back and forth like that. Also, Sar, I have a very special video coming out tomorrow. It's Idle Kingdom Defense. It's King's Ruin. I encoded the video. And then I forgot that I fell asleep while making the video. So the video for King's Ruin tomorrow is going to be 40-something minutes long. And in the video, I snore a little bit. I figured you'd enjoy that song. The best part was like when I wake up, I'm like, what? I must have dozed off for a little bit there. And I was like, whoops, I meant to edit that, and then I thought it was so funny. I was like, I'm just going to post this as is. I have a twisted sense of humor. To be fair, what I was doing was also really boring in the game. But, like, if you watch it, you'll be rewarded with me randomly, like, and then going back to sleep. Hey, Toaster, how you doing? I think that's pretty normal, Toaster. I reached... Gale, when did I reach tier 15? How long had I been playing Little Tower? I mean, that's pretty comparable to what Little Tower did, I want to say, Toaster. Gale might dispute that, because I think I have been at tier 15 for a while. Tier 15's kind of been, like, at least for me, Toaster, a brick wall for Little Tower down there. I mean, I feel like Gale is just not... Gale, where are you, Gale? We miss you, Gale! Sorry, Toaster. Gale is my statistician. She knows everything about the game that I've done. And so I lean on her a lot to help us out when questions like this come up. Hey, Lexco! Lecco? How you doing? So, Lecco, okay, so how do I explain this to somebody who's new to the game? So I indirectly benefited from this, Lecco, because the tournament system is effectively a pyramid scheme. Oh, well, Toaster, it's going to depend a lot on, like, what ultimate weapons and stuff you've drawn, and what modules you have and things like that, and, like, what your researches are at, and how's your economy doing, and stuff like that. So, yes, indirectly I benefit because the tournament structure is a pyramid scheme. So the more towers you have, the more Legends brackets you create. The more Legends brackets there are, the better placing everybody gets in Legends. So, indirectly, I benefit from that. The more direct reason I do this is because I think it's funny. And that's the biggest reason. I think it's funny. Okay, the number two reason is because for the guild, for example, one of the issues we have is we have issues with guild. Like right now, somebody quit the game. We have a space in the guild here for somebody. If somebody wants to join, it's J6GGAX. And yeah, I don't know what to do about Nick and Smalls, and obviously Richie and Steven have a special scenario. All right, thank you, Ned. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, man, and happy farming, and have a great evening. And, so originally I made 4 extra towers, Lecco. That's the towers you see over here in the top right-hand corner, those 4 towers. I made them because I got so tired of trying to recruit people for the guild, and I was like, why am I trying to recruit people for the guild? I can just make alts and fill the guild up with my own alts, and then make sure they do their missions and boxes and whatever, and they're not going to quit because I'm playing. And then when I did that, I'm like, oh, you know, it'd be funny to turn them all into content. So then I turned them all into content, and here we are. This is like this is a symptom of being a content creator. You just end up doing like ridiculous stuff like this, you know? You end up just having 6 towers. You end up like doing all kind of crazy stuff. I mean, just look at anybody. Like I watched somebody wire 400 car batteries together. Why would you do that? Because you can make a video on YouTube about wiring 400 car batteries together. So the guild is right here. It's J6GGAX, if you would like to join, Lecco. Oh, congrats, Rubber! I mean, the video's insane, dude. Like, I watched that video, and I'm like, oh my god, is that kid alright? Like, in the head, alright. And I don't know what we're going to do. I know that Nick has told me he's quit the game, and it kind of like, I just don't know what to do about Nick. He, like, used to be around all the time for the streams and stuff like that. And I guess he's just growing up, and he no longer wants to play the tower with us and all this kind of stuff. Like, he was a big part of the community, and I miss him. But I don't know what to do about him, you know. I don't want to I'm not ready to kick him out of the guild yet. I know Styro has been doing like crazy stuff for years, but I mean, it's just absolutely insane. But it's more an example, like what I meant new is like, it's more of an example of why do I have, like, my 6 towers is like a very saner version of his 400 car batteries, you know what I mean? Like the whole, like this is the funny thing I remember about YouTube, like way back, is no matter what you do on YouTube, like, somebody tries to raise the stakes, right? Hey, Lecco, that's fine, man. That's fine. As long as you're doing your best, man, that's okay. Like, don't worry about that. Hey, or Alex, and welcome to the guild. Well, like, I remember this really old article. And it was something like, I forget the name of it. It was in either the Washington Post or the New York Times. I can't remember. And the basic title of the article was, "You are never hardcore enough for YouTube." So it was a journalist who he made an account. Oh wow, Leaf Blower Revolution. I need to come back to that game at some point. Hey Maria, how you doing? Toaster 60, like, so my best right now is 18,000, okay? So if you saw somebody with a 65k coin multiplier, they are 4 times better than me. And it's not normal, that's the very tippy top of the endgame. And so, like, anyways, the journalist made a new account, and he had expressed an interest in running. And it started out with him getting recommended videos of, like, how to jog, and how to, like, start jogging, how to start running in general, right? Then it started recommending, like, more extreme videos of, like, how to start training for a half marathon. Then it started recommending videos about how to train for a marathon. Then it started recommending videos on how to train for an ultra marathon and triathlons and whatever that really crazy one is where I can't remember what it is, but it's like there's a super hardcore one where you travel like 100 miles or something insane like that, okay? And it's so funny, like this, and he's like, so the conclusion is that you're just not hardcore enough for YouTube. Iron Man, thank you. You're never hardcore enough for YouTube. And so that's what's happening. Like, I have 6 towers. Somebody is gonna one-up me, and they're gonna come out with a video on yeah, Zaerdin has 6 towers, but I have 12 towers. And I guarantee you, at some point, if this game, you know, stays popular long enough, somebody's going to come out with a video where they have 30 towers and they make their own brackets in the tournament. Guarantee you that's going to happen. And then, if somebody has 30 towers, somebody's going to come out with a video with like 60 towers or something like that. And they're going to show you something like you have to synchronize your mouse across all instances so that you can join the game at the same time and all this stuff. Like, it's just like the nature of YouTube. Because again, like we just, like, as humans, right? We're attracted to people who push the envelope. And so, like, just like right now it's 400 car batteries. The next level is going to be 800 car batteries, right? We have to double it. We got to keep chasing that exponential growth. And trust me, I looked into getting 800 car batteries, and it was about $100,000, and I realized I couldn't conduct that experiment unless I can buy them used. Does anybody know a lake full of car batteries? And like, there's a lot of things. Like, I don't know if anybody remembers, like, when during the pandemic, like, magnet fishing started to get kind of big, or maybe it was only big on my YouTube feed, because I started seeing all these videos about magnet fishing. You know, you just find a stream, especially over in Europe. I think it's much more common in Europe, because like in America, right? Like, I throw a magnet in a stream. I mean, I'm gonna find a bunch of guns. I mean, I live in America. But, you know, it's not like I'm going to find, like, ordnance like you can in, like in Europe. Like, I guarantee you I could go magnet fishing, and I'd throw the magnet in, and I'd probably come out with, like, 12 different guns in any lake here. Car batteries aren't actually good for running tower games, for running anything, because car batteries are only good for very short, bursty operations, so it wouldn't really work. Unless you were continuously charging them, but then at that point, you might as well just plug it into something. So, you want Golden Tower, you want Black Hole, you want Death Wave. Yeah, I was kind of briefly talking about that, Alex, that a lot of the game, especially at your level in the game, is more focused on enemies just dying to you as EHP versus you being able to actually kill them. You can only really start killing stuff if you have really good luck with modules, and also have a lot of stones. Like, to make a damage build just requires so many stones that most people are going to be using orbs and EHP health, but EHP is a more all-encompassing term of effective health. And if you're wondering what's effective health means how much health you have when you take into consideration your damage reduction as well. Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing. I watched that whole thing because I couldn't believe it, New. I couldn't believe that he got a company to buy him 300 car batteries. That was insane. Obviously, like, you know, I'm not big enough to get 300 car batteries, but it was absolutely insane. And he got like half a ton of copper, which I don't even want to know how expensive half a ton of copper is. Because he was talking about how he had to crimp everything. And, like, I also, like, look, even if I had 800 car batteries, there's only one thing that's going to happen in that video. I'm going to die. Because I don't know enough about electricity to handle the current that 800 car batteries can produce. You know, I just don't have that kind of knowledge. And, you know, I just don't deal with that kind of current on a daily basis. He also made like a crazy laser and some other stuff. No, it's fine. I was just talking about, he was my reference point of somebody who's like he started with 100 car batteries and then he took it to 400 car. Like, he's just like a reference of YouTube just doing like extreme stuff in general. And I think part of the reason YouTube is naturally like that is because we want to watch videos about things we don't do, right? Like, I'm never going to be able to own 400 car batteries unless I find the car battery lake. And, you know, that's just not something I'm ever going to do, right? And I'm never going to connect them all together. And I'm never going to, like, make a... He used, like, a log splitter. And, like, I didn't understand what he was saying about the log splitter because I'm probably dumb. About how it closes the circuit. Like, I didn't understand that. I mean, I'm not probably dumb, I am dumb, but, you know, I've never used the log splitter before. Like, I know he had, like, I didn't understand when he I understood, like, what he said, but I guess I didn't understand enough about the internals of a log splitter to know how he combined two log splitters to get it so they both were hydraulically, rather than, like, from what I understand, the way the log splitter works is a spring-based system that hydraulically opens. So what was happening is he would open it with hydraulics, and the spring would close it. Well, somehow he introduced a second log splitter to also hydraulically close the switch, because the issue was the switch was bouncing because there was so much current and plasma and stuff going on. Anyways, that was like one of the things I didn't understand, how he turned one log splitter into two log splitters. I mean, he didn't turn it, he got a second log splitter and somehow combined them so that not only the hydraulics open the switch, but also close the switch, or something like that. Either way, I learned a lot about log splitters. And like a lot of these people are just like, he's like a polyglot, because he can like not only understand how electricity works at a very high level to not get killed, but he also understands how to make these things work that I wouldn't have any idea how to like do what he did. You know, I mean, I can understand how to wire car batteries up in series like he did, or in parallel. I think it was in series. Was it in series or parallel? Alex, it was because the update with, I actually haven't stopped, so I still idle Leaf Blower Revolution. But as much as I like the Ultra Leaf Crunch update, it took so long to do Ultra Leaf Crunches that I kind of, like, just slowly stopped doing them. And then, like, I got kind of behind with the new content, but I've still been running the game, so it's not like I've really quit playing. I just need to go and investigate the new content and do that. Okay, it was a combination of both. Okay, that makes sense. Like, I couldn't remember exactly, because you're right, because he had to do some of them. I just can't remember, like, one of them adds voltage, one of them adds current. I couldn't remember, because I know he mentioned, like, he had to wire some of them, in, like, he made, like, banks of, I want to say, series ones, and then combine all the banks of them in parallel. So, like, the funny thing is, Alex, I still... I'm playing Leaf Blower Revolution right now. It's just running in the background. I just, like, the Ultra Leaf Crunch, like, doing that was so, like, it was hard to make videos for that, and then, part of the problem, too, was Leaf Blower Revolution was releasing updates when everything else was releasing updates, and I just ran out of bandwidth as a human to do all of it. Is the short answer. Like, I just ran out, there's, like, not enough of me. And I think it was work was going on too, because I still have a regular job, and so it was just a lot of things at once. Yeah, that's like yeah, that's another game that like I benefit because I played on it from the beginning, and I kind of like not the beginning, but early enough in the game that I kind of was able to. I didn't have to take in all the systems at once, right? Like, I watched the systems get built on top of each other, and I took them in pieces, and now I'm, I think, 3 systems behind. I still play, though. It still is idling right now. I mean, it's sort of like, I would recommend, if you wanted to pick the game back up, is to try joining the Discord and asking for help. They've been very helpful for me, because I would get lost and they would kind of explain what you needed to do to catch up, and I was like, oh, thanks. But it's a game that the systems are, there's so many systems on top of systems that, like, if you're trying to catch up, you really would, like, I would recommend hopping in the Discord. I'm going to try and make a video on that at some point again. Like, I haven't given up on the game, I just, like, I got so busy. Maybe I'll do a live stream of it so I don't have to edit it. Like, honestly, the biggest thing with videos is, like, the editing and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Or if I live stream, it's just like, well, I screwed up. You guys just get to see it forever. Or, like what happened with King's Ruin, like Maria. Are you there, Maria? If you ever wanted to watch a video of me falling asleep, tomorrow's your chance. Because I fall asleep in the King's Ruin video I put out tomorrow. I meant to edit it. I forgot I fell asleep during it. I completed the video, not realizing what time it is. I uploaded it to YouTube, realized it's 45 minutes. I'm like, oh, shoot. That's the one I fell asleep in. And then I was like, well, do I edit it out or do I just leave the error in it? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to leave the error in because it's funny that I just fell asleep in the middle of the video. And you actually hear me snore a little bit in the video. Just like one time in the video I do that and I'm like, oh man. Well, whatever, I guess. Like, if I had actually caught it beforehand, would I have edited it out? Yes. But the fact that I forgot about it, posted the video, had everything done, and I'm like, you know what? They just deserve to see it now. And yes, I snorted. It is what it is. I was so tired, I just wanted you to know how wow, Little Tower's about to die. Don't die, Little Tower. Alright, good. I completed my dailies in Idol Slayer, so that's done. We're actually doing pretty good in Tier 3, but I expected we would do pretty good pushing Tier 3 with them. Mostly because, like, you know, obviously I've made a lot of investments in their tower since then. Like, we're sitting on, like, we spent, I think, 30 billion on each of them. So that's a pretty good boost. I'm hoping to get them a little bit more self-sustaining soon. But don't make too much fun of me. It's not my fault. Sometimes a man just has to snore. You know what they say, right? Sometimes it's a time to snore. But anyways, you get a good show. You know, I'm also kind of old enough, I have to own up to the fact that sometimes I snore. Wake up, Zaerdin, you're snoring! Wake up, Zaerdin, you're snoring! The good news is, I didn't snore the entire time, so it wasn't like I was continuously, like, sawing logs. It was only one brief moment that I was like, and then went back to sleeping soundly. And at least you guys know I push it to the limit for you guys. Scarface would be proud. Push it to the limit. I'll be right back. My fan is bothering me. Uh-oh, there went his wall. No! But he still has his wings. Damn, they're just bullying the crap out of Little Tower, man. Well, now, see, we're in the danger zone. You see the danger zone here? Because now they're depleting all my health. No, I have an actual fan. She is a real fan, but not my fan that blows air. You're making me do that Futurama bit, Sar. If you know, you know. If you don't know, well, you should watch Futurama sometimes. They had a very funny quote-unquote fan bit. Almost exactly like word for word what we're doing here, so. What? Uh-huh. Well, Big Tower had technical difficulties. Hold on. Well, you have to watch, like, the new version, because the new like, they made a joke about fans when they renewed it. Why did you crash, Big Tower? Wait, really? The neurons went from Pong to Doom? Alright, we're back. I don't know why the game crashed. Because they did that originally with Pong. Okay, well, Little Tower finally broke his, Oh. Little Tower might die here, guys. It's not looking good. His wall is just not walling enough. Well, at least it's a lot easier to know when to use demon mode when it's like that. We'll at least get him his full demon mode in. I don't think I managed to do that for anybody else. So I'm 1 for 5. Yeah, you know what they say, you can't win them all. But can you win enough? So how did the neurons do, Maria? Did they do well? Or did they get demoted? I mean, yeah, I would kind of expect them to not know how to play Doom. I would be more surprised if they played Doom like they had played it before, Maria. I'd actually be kind of scared if we were just like born to play Doom. I don't know that. I mean, that's not like terror. Like, I'm not gonna like have nightmares about that, but I mean, that'd be kind of weird, right? Born to play Doom. That's like my entire life's goal, playing Doom. How many levels have they beaten? Also, can they save scum? Have they learned how to save scum? Because I think you can save scum in Doom. I finally died. Killed by a ranged. Of course it was ranged. 1,045. So if I get 15th place, that's 53 stones. That's nice. Honestly, like, there's really... It's kind of funny how the rewards for, like, platinum, like, rank 6 versus rank 16 is just, you know, 20 stones, which is really not a lot. You have to get in here where you're getting good stones, but... Not really, because this is 120 plus 20, which is 2 of these. So, sort of funny how that works out. I'm at least glad it works out that way, so we're not trying to, like, micromanage getting, like, 6th. What kind of world would we live in if neurons were like just born to play Doom? What would that say about us? Of mice and men. Men and man. I guess that is true. We would all have Doom Guy inside of us. And not in the perverted way. We were all born to Doom. And battle demons. And send them back to hell. It kind of makes being a doomer take on a different light. Oh, somebody asked me how many waves I was doing, and I kind of forgot. And I'm doing about 7,500 waves with a max of 5 trillion per run. Sorry that I missed that very obvious. I think it was Ned, who was no longer here. Well, Ned, I got to your question eventually. Sorry, I get so many questions sometimes that, like, I have so many towers, so many questions. That's the hardest thing, is, like, I have so much going on with all these towers that it's hard to, like, focus on one thing. That's probably the biggest, like, if you wanted to know what was a detriment, what is something you would say is a detriment to playing how you play Zaerdin? It's I can't keep anything straight anymore. But it, you know, that's one of those things that comes with the territory. My favorite still is people who made fun of me on Reddit for not knowing how to play the game. That is still always going to be my favorite thing in the world. They were making fun of me saying I didn't know how to play the game when I was explaining that, like, it takes a while to get to 10 million or more per minute. And they're like, no, you can do that in like 3 weeks. I'm like, no, you can't. And it's like, wow, okay, have you ever played this game without, like, you know, ad-free and 2x and 3x, and like that was just something else. I'm like, I mean, and again, my 4 towers, the 4 little ones, the 4 smallest ones, they got, in my opinion, super lucky with ultimate weapons. Like, super, super lucky with ultimate weapons. Because they all have Golden Tower now. They all have Death Wave. They all have Black Hole. Oh, right. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to mention that I do need to have I have some things I got to do. I kind of got carried away here for a minute. Since the tournament concluded, I need to kind of do a couple other things before today. Before today ends, that is the correct thing. So we'll call it here. We got to see the tournament. Little Tower is kind of hanging on to like 15th place, which, hey, it is what it is. Big Tower is sitting in 4th, and can't complain about that. But I am going to call it. So once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the stream and to support the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. And of course, don't forget creator code Zaerdin. I will show you how to do it real quick. Zaerdin. And thank you so much if you choose to support me. If you choose to support somebody else, thank you for watching. And if you choose to support nobody, thank you for being a rebel. And as always, have a great evening. Goodbye, everybody.